said, roar extreme, so it's true love at first sight. Throw out my candy bracelets, now I'm headed to class. I'm still 20%, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you hear the I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. She said, do you like waffles? I said, hell yeah. Been watching Equals 3 until 2 a.m. I ain't got no iPhone, but I got a DS with a keychain, a pinky. Her cupcakes are the best. I've been failing my classes cause I don't give a damn. They say the world is my oyster, but the free market's a scam. Everything's been changing since last generation was born, and they won't try to take and change. Use a two-edged sword. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. It's never too late to fall in love with the world. Your past is not today, so set your stride with a twirl. Yeah, we've all made mistakes before, that's a fact of life. But once you restate your heart, you'll be just fine. Now with your life, you say it's all mine, all mine. Revel in your friends and hobbies, let your heart speak. Wanna drift and say some shit, just block that internet free. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. I messaged some bounty over Tumblr last night. She said, roar extreme, so it's true love at first sight. Throw out my candy bracelets, now I'm headed to class. I'm still 20%, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. Oop, let's move this up a little bit. Just a little. There we are. Okay. And move him up a little too. There we go. So, we are continuing on from where we left off, I guess. That was last week. God, it's always so weird jumping in after a day of doing something else. I have been looking at other indie games to play too to break this up. Mostly because it's been fun playing like nice one-off games, but I really do want to get back to this. Actually, I will admit it, I played around with like the creative mode a bit. Not entirely. I didn't go full on. Hello, everyone. My name's Markiplier. Hello, Nerd Dragon. Not fooling anybody. You wish you were Markiplier. We all wish we were Markiplier. Like, I'm sorry. Does anyone not wish they were Markiplier? Come on. Cool guy. I didn't really watch many of his streams, but I've watched a few of his things, and I think he did a great job with the Iron Lung movie. But, yeah. So, we're going to be forging that sun using that eldritch abomination of a stone he gave us. One of the requirements is place the eye on our stone. I mean, on the sword somewhere. The black stone given to you by Silas Carnigan sits on your anvil, as dark as a hole in the world, exerting a dreadful pull on the light around it. Even when you're not looking at it, you can feel its presence like a terrible weight. Best to be rid of this thing. Sooner, not later. So I decided to forge it. I pick up my hammer and get to work. Hello! Hey guys! He looked through me. Also, yes, he's a really cool guy, for what I know. I mean, I don't know him personally, but like everything I've heard about him is like pretty positive. So, oh my, the fuck! I think I had this last time too. It should stabilize out in a few seconds, but I don't think it's my computer because I should be fine, unless I have like just way too much shit running. 1 second, let me see something real quick here. I'm gonna like knock off some tabs and see if that fixes it. I had a lot of things open because I was doing some. But basically, long story short, I have the Plex server I'm running. I've been backing up a lot of like my favorite YouTubers' work because you never know when. All right, there we go. I exited a few tabs. That fixed it. I think that fixed it. You never know when stuff is gonna go down. So I've been backing up a lot of the favorite YouTubers. One of the things I do though, just to be clear, I do watch the videos before I download them for the most part. Or if I don't, it's because it's for someone else who has watched all the videos. And they're there for that, and I do try and watch the video for the first time on YouTube, because I know how huge that is. I just like to have personal backups of things, because YouTube is... Well, the internet is no longer exactly the place where stuff is online forever. It's more the place where stuff is mostly here forever, and you never know exactly if it's going to last or vanish into the ether. Yes, I call it the Dragon's Hoard, because it is my precious little hoard of data. Gods. Actually, recently I upgraded it, and I now have, God, see here, so I have the two 18 terabytes, a 28 terabyte, and then two 28 terabyte parity drives, but the total storage of it is around, oh god, what was it? So it's 36 plus the 28, so 64. I have 64 terabytes. Yes, you heard that right, terabytes of storage on it. I've already used over 30, so I actually do use it all. And I run a lot of shit now. I'm running like a Foundry VTT thing that I'm testing out. Quite fitting. It is very fitting. I run Calibre, which is like ebooks. I also keep back up like fanfiction, stuff like that, because I've had a few stories vanish in the ether. And every once in a while I'm lucky enough to have an offline version I can export to a really badly formatted PDF. From like an app or something, but that is not always a guarantee, so I've backed up those. Alright, narrow the point. I think we'll go about like this distance down. Then what we'll do here is we're gonna have a tapered width. Oh god, where's the point? Alright, mark it about there. Alright. Alright, 1 second. I'm trying to make this kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm trying to do like kind of like a thick bottom. Yeah, like this. Like this. And we're gonna have the point. And then we can... how do we adjust the bend? Show bend. Okay. We'll have it kind of like... Yeah, there we go. And then we'll thicken this. Let's actually take this up a bit, I think. Oh, hey. I had some post caffeine crash out some zoomies waiting stream because I was practicing drawing. Couldn't just stop drinking Mountain Dew. I probably won't. Kershaw green burning on holy sticky mixture. Oh, dude, Mountain Dew. Yeah. To be fair, I was never a huge Mountain Dew person. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had a decent amount of Mountain Dew in my time, but I was never like super into it. I drank a lot of Dr. Pepper when I was younger, and I drank my fair share of Red Bull and Monster back in college. But, you know, I didn't really get into, like, the Mountain Dew thing. Alright, we get kind of that, like, initial thickness here. And then, I kind of want it to be, like, a little bit thicker. Yeah, like that more so. There we are. I think that'll work. Kind of give it like a little bit of character. This is going to be like a legendary blade with the pommel and everything. So in addition to that, we also need to get the cross section going because we need to make this kind of sharp. But no, I haven't really had soda on a regular. Like, I still drink soda occasionally, but I mostly drink Zevia, which is like soda, but it doesn't have sugar in it. And I mostly just try and cut back on processed sugar in general. Mostly, not even because I don't like sweet things. I still have like honey and stuff like that. I've just been doing not processed sugar. Honestly, I've learned to like really like honey. Like, I prefer it over putting sugar in coffee now, and in tea especially. Just, I've grown accustomed to the taste, and I can't stand anything else now. Let's see, add a main fuller. Yeah, we'll add that here. Really make this, like, kind of decorative, you know? Nice and decorative. Alright, we'll do a fuller smooth. We'll have that all the way up to here. And then... Okay. There we go. Look at that. See, we're getting some, like, decoration now. Getting lots of, like, cool things we can do with the blade. My top sodas are root beer, sarsaparilla, and ginger ale. See, I need that caffeine still. That's the thing I can't give up. I can give up a lot of shit, but I can't give up the caffeine. We need to increase the stiffness of it. Okay, what else can we do? Let's see, cross section. Stiffness can be increased. How fast fiercely the sword can thrust. Serial with distal tapering, hollow cross sections, and fullers to keep the weight low. So maybe if we increase this fuller. Maybe if we increase these fullers a lot. No? Okay. Oh, we got something there. We had something. Okay, maybe increase the length? No, length is not going to help here. Damn it. Seriously though, this caffeine crash out was so fucked that I think I was going to quit it altogether, change caffeine for chocolate. Want to see how this will affect your ADHD. I mean, technically chocolate does have a little bit of caffeine in it, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think chocolate does have a little bit of caffeine in it. We double check that, but I'm nearly positive. Caffeine in chocolate. Yeah, just like chocolate-covered espresso bean. Fucking autocomplete. Yeah, dark chocolate contains a few... So dark chocolate contains between like 20 and 150 milligrams, it looks like. I think milk chocolate has less, but I'm not sure how much. So even if you tried to go caffeine-free, that would mean giving up chocolate. Hope you're ready for that. You ready to give up chocolate? Oh, man. Alright, let's see. Increasing stiffness and sharpness. Edge thickness. Damn it, I can't seem to get this down. Dronking too. Damn it. Convexity maybe? Oh shit, I need to reset this cross section. Alright, let's reset that. Oh, we already had a cross section, that's why that was fucked up. Okay. Oh man, this is a pain in the ass. I was trying to give the fuller, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should like delete the fullers real quick and see if that doesn't fix the stiffness. It makes it worse. Remember, reducing intake is still good. Once you not treat diet as if it's all or nothing. That is true. I mean, that's the whole reason I switched away from processed sugar, was not to like stop having sugar altogether like some people try and do, which is almost impossible to do in general anyways. But it was to like limit my sugar and not have as much of it per thing I was eating. So that is true. Okay. Let's try and increase the width in general, not like just like the individual width, but the full width. So let's try and trace the full width here. And increase the stiffness using that. So we'll make the blade wider. Yes! A hero's blade. This is how we're gonna do it, people. This is how we're gonna do it. We are gonna give him a Guts Berserk blade. It's gonna be epic. Behold! The fucking gigantic sword. Oh, it's gonna be great, actually. I like this. So I am suddenly very excited for how this is gonna turn out. I actually also had an idea, too. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the cross-section to here. And we're gonna increase the size of it. Back it up. Oh, man. You know that moment when you suddenly have, like, see something from a new perspective and you're like, oh, I know exactly what we're doing here? I suddenly understand. Everything's like, the worldview has shifted. My perspective is now known, and I see the truth. That is what I'm doing right now. Ah! Also, chat is over the sword stats. Chat is over the sword stats. Oh, sorry, I'll move those over here. 1 second. Let me do that. Here, let me move this over here. The linked, actual linked numbers and everything shouldn't be a big deal, so you can see like the little icon over there though, but yeah. Here. I'm gonna increase the sharpness, don't worry. I'm gonna give you the sharpness in a second. I'm gonna do like 2 cross sections though, which is gonna be epic. So what we'll do is we'll move this, here. Okay, and then we will taper that inward. Look at that. Ah, and then we can add another fuller. Okay. So this one will go all the way up here, and we'll have it in right there so we can get the connection. And we'll make sure it's a little bit thinner, basically. Oh, yes, it'll have this cool, like, look to it. Ooh, that's decreasing the stiffness just a little bit. Hey, it's something. It's something. Alright, now we need to add a point. Now we need to narrow that point. We need to narrow the point. Oh, it's decreasing the stiffness, though. I think I might need to get rid of the second fuller. We'll get rid of the second fuller. Decrease this fuller by a little bit. There, that keeps the stiffness up. Okay. Also, I'm not giving it chocolate. Chocolate has transformed me into a higher being. America Wizard next to me appears as tame as a purring kitten. Oh, you also watch America Wizard. Good to know. Have you been seeing Madman Fenrir's like American Wizard but at Harry Potter things that he's been releasing recently? Those have been pretty fun. I think he's a pretty fun creator, honestly. Doesn't get nearly enough. I don't hear like enough people talking about him. He's a lot of fun and does like really, really good videos, in my opinion. Alright, so the top of the blade won't be as sharp as the bottom, which is a little bit weird, but hey, we'll run with it. Honestly, actually, that might be better to just go and reduce this one's cross-section. So we'll have, like, the bottom of the blade be kind of dull, and the top of the blade can be where it's, like, more intense. There we are. And then we'll go to the point, and hopefully we can get this point working. Alright, we need to narrow that even more. Okay. We managed to get the point narrowed. We have like a really cool, like, fucking gigantic breadboard. This is like an ironing board weapon. But I still think it has enough character. We'll go ahead and... Oh, God, what was the name of, like, the abyssal serpent he was talking about last time? Shit. Oh, God, so I need to go pull up the video from, like, my last one and see what the name of that abyssal serpent was, because I can, like, add runes to it describing it. Oh, man, that'd be so cool. So let's go in here and get, like, the one-handed and the balance all fixed up, though, first. So we will add... what kind of, like, hilt do we think we're thinking about? I mean, I feel like we go for, like, something, you know, solid, but with, like, minimalist character, if that makes sense. So we obviously want to, you know, make that really large and... Oh yeah, it's like kind of like a gigantic blade. Kind of curve it a little bit, not too much. Give it like that kind of like epic vibe. Okay. Then I think I'm gonna put the eye like kind of centered. Ooh, it would be really cool if this fuller were like a little bit better. And I could do that, but I think what I'll do is I'll have it kind of lead up to here. And then inside the fuller I can inscribe Nadred. So we'll inscribe a Nadred onto the blade. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Add like a diamond texture here. I think this is a good look for it. Okay. Now we've got to do the pommel and decorative pieces. Alright, so give me a bit. Let's increase this a bit, just so it's underneath this. And I don't think it's too not quite right, basically. There we go. That's a good accent. I like that. I like that. And then we can put this, I think. No, not there. I was trying to add like one of these little Quillian blocks as like kind of like an intermediary piece, you know? But none of them can really match the sword's like, you know, full on width. Because this thing just had to be so fucking beefy, I guess. Oh, I made it like way too beefy in my opinion, but hey, it's what the man wants. Nails? Nails and oh my god! We can create a baseball bat with a bunch of nails sticking out of it! Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that later. We can also do chains. Oh. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do something cool with that. Oh, now I want to do something with the chains, but no, not right now, not right now. Later. Later. This one, we already have a design going. We can't just like completely redo it right now. Alright, so we'll pull out the runes and go ahead and mark those off. So, let's see. Oh man, when you're like halfway done with something and then you're like, oh, but I could do it this way and start over again. My brain hates me, everybody. I hope you understand that. Not bad. Let's do this. Where's the A? Blah, 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 blah. Come on, where's an A? Do we not have an A? Oh, yeah, we do have an A. Cool. Nah. Is there a reason you're doing all the accents before satisfying the stats? Oh. Well, mostly because accents are also... I guess I should add some more weight to the base, but, like, all I need to do to get balance is add a bit more weight, so I was basically just gonna add, like, another pommel. And that was gonna fit the weight pretty well, so I didn't really have to worry about that. There. Now the last... Oh, wait, mobility got lost. Ooh, shoot. I have to actually decrease this a bit. Try not to have this overlap. There we are. Stats are fulfilled now. Now I'm doing the accents. See? They're all good now. It's all good. Also, technically one of the accents was a requirement, because we had to use the Blackstone. And we want to give this man a weapon worthy of him. He's a great warrior who has faced a world-devouring serpent. And you know what? Maybe he didn't kill it, but he survived, which is more than most people can say. Alright. Nod. And let's see here. So it's Nod Red. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Put those two down there. I learned to copy things too, which is really nice. So I can get the size good for stuff and then copy a clone. Although something is wrong with YouTube chat. Is there... I also seen short about Peanuts where he compares his mind to web browser. I have not heard about the one where he compares his mind to web browser. Yeah, the fucking other one, yeah, that other one you did about I'd seen his story about Peanuts, did not. Why did the YouTube block? Okay, this is weird. It does this thing occasionally on YouTube where it like half blocks a comment, you know? And it's always so strange. I'm not sure why it does that. Also, I'm just realizing you guys can't really see my mouse, can you? Interesting. I'm just realizing that. Like a moron. Now, one tool I do really wish this had, sending over. One tool I really do wish this had was some kind of centering tool where you could like make sure it locks to center. But oh well. It's not like super important, I don't think. You can kind of eyeball it for the most part, but it would be nice to have. Like as like a, hey, I would like some more cool shit to have. That would be one of the things I would add. Not red, and I just need to add an E and then recenter those bobbin Ds. So let's see. Ah, here it is. Runic script. I have no idea about Elder Futhark runes. I really probably should look it up because I keep hearing about it in like various different magic systems or urban fantasy systems. So Nodred is now inscribed on the blade. It's not really super centered. I'm going to center that a bit more. I think this is... Alright. It can be a little sloppy, I think. You know? Mostly because it gives it kind of handcrafted artisanal look. There we are. I want them to all be the same size-ish. I really should have been counting... God, I really should have been counting my scaling amounts. We'll just make sure this D is the same size as the other two. There we are. Now we can add a bit of decoration on top of that. So, you know, I'm wondering, do you think this works better there or as like on the pommel? Like that, because I could like do that. Although I can't really scale it, so it wouldn't fit there perfectly well. But I could like increase that and move this down here maybe? I think it looks pretty good here. I think it looks good on the blade personally. I like that look. I'll say it again. Stuff is disgusting. Okay. So we've got like a decent amount. We got a decent like look over here. We'll use the good wood. We'll use some of the good wood. And I'm using a lot of my steel, but I do want him to really like this thing. Personally, this is like the weird thing with this game too, is like it's very much about like maintaining the amount of resources you have. But at the same time, you know, you also... Let's go ahead and polish the steel. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's not like the prettiest sword in the world, but it's a big, beefy sword for a massive warrior to wield. A powerful warrior. I've maxed all the stats. We've got kind of a 1 in everything, which is kind of nice. And then a 3 in sharpness. So this blade will cut through shit. Yeah, I think this looks cool. Alright. Let's say... Actually, you know what? Let's name it after the gemstone. The Eye of Nadir. Or Nadred. No, wait. The Fang of Nadred. There we go. We got his eye on there. You know, it doesn't make a lot of sense that we got his eye on his fang, but you know, it looks cool, it sounds cool, I like it. Still trying to decide though, do I like this better? You know what? A part of me does, actually. A part of me really does. Also, I'm going to see how much gold it takes to do this. No? I can't do that on those? Damn. I was really hoping I'd be able to do those. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. We're good to go now. We have there will be plenty of glass shattering in my comic, so that's gonna be fun to draw. Help me, I hate my life. I also like how the cross section over here is so large. This is not widescreen, by the way. This is normal. The cross section is like out of the box and just unable to be seen. Unmet requirements. What requirement have I not? Oh, the mobility is down. Oh, I increased the weight ever so slightly and the mobility went down. Damn. Shit. Alright, I think I fixed it mostly. Alright, there we go. Just small enough to fit this. Just small enough to fit it. And the mobility is back now. It's all good. Balance is good. Length is good. These are some pretty tricky requirements, all things considered. The deed is done. The blade rests upon your anvil, sleek and dark as a shard of night. You wrap the blade carefully, ignoring the queasy feeling in your stomach. Out in the crumbling ruin of the lost city, Silas will be awaiting his sword. I've earned reputation, got some steel, got a decent amount of XP, and we are leveling up! We have leveled up. Isn't that amazing? I need help to unlock this skill. Okay. Allows you to apply materials to engravings. Ooh. Interesting. And side fullers. What are those? I'm guessing they're like secondary fullers you can have running down both sides of the blade, most likely. I'm not sure if I want to hold on to this or not, though. You know, I'm going to hold on to it until I know what kind of, like, requests I'm going to get for the rest of the day. Let's see. It's not really worth the money, I'm sorry. I've got to really think about that these days. So, we're going to go ahead and just, like, disassemble 2 of these. And then we are going to head to the scrap peddler, grab some stuff. See if you got any books at any of the merchants. He doesn't really have any books, and I can kind of buy most of this over at other places. I'll head out. Oh boy, oh boy. It's this, like, really interesting balance, though, for the game, because you want your swords to be pretty, right? Like, nobody wants to make, like, boring swords in this game that just satisfy the requirements. You want to make things that people are going to be cool that look at. Like, when he does the full slow motion, you want to be able to go, that's my sword. But you're also heavily limited by your, oh my god. This is literally a game that simulates the struggle between somebody who does art for a living and the artist inside them who wants everything to be perfect. You know, have you ever done that when you've done like a project and you have limited time or limited resources and you want to do all these fancy things that'll make it look really, really good, but you end up not having time or resources to do them? That's this game right here. That is this game. That is basically this game in a nutshell. No joke, you're really locked in on this game. I know, if you had pitched this game to me, I'm not sure I would have gone crazy for it, but I'm here now and I cannot stop myself. It is weird playing this because, again, it's like one of those things where you don't ever think that, oh yeah, if somebody made this game, I'd be all over it. Nope. I had no reason to think that. Alright, I'm gonna bid goodbye to the Ironmonger. I think that'll be it for today. So we are going to end this day. Alright, we'll head down to Silas and bring him his sword. Also, the world building and the writing has just been so good and has really dragged me into this character. Nicknamed the Lost City. Bloody Cloaks have dug in. Alright, we've already done that. So we'll visit the Bloody Cloaks encampment. The camp has a sharper edge tonight. Less singing and more watching the shadows. Some of the crows are polishing weapons or mending cloaks, while others are trade wineskins and crude jokes across the fire. When you approach, hands drift to the sword hilts before recognition sets in. Sitting by the fire, Silas Kerrigan gnaws at a roast chicken, tossing scraps to his wolves. They crunch the bones with evident delight. He acknowledges you with a nod. I finished your sword. He admires the blade, steel shimmering in the fire's glow. The dark stone devours the light. Fine work. He gestures to one of his men, who steps forward and hands you a hefty coin purse. Silas turns and stalks alone into the dark, leaving the camp without a backwards glance, sword in hand. No doubt he's gone to test the blade. You don't like to think on what or whom. Like, this shit is just well written. Let's search this armory, see if we find anything in here. The weapon racks stand empty, picked clean by generations of scavengers. In the corner, half buried under the fallen debris, you spot a slumped figure. The corpse is recent, some other looter who was trapped when the building collapsed. Hopefully he was crushed before he starved. One of his feet is sticking out from under the rubble, and the boot looks to be of decent quality. You pull it off with some difficulty. I went scavenging and found a boot. That's some free leather. You can't pass up the scraps. Oh, we got another important request. The woman who enters your forge is wearing mismatched armor, and her waist is adorned with battlefield trophies. Wasteland grime has worked its way into every crease in her face. Dahlia. I finally scrounged enough coin to buy some new steel. Lost my blade in someone's ribcage. Couldn't get it loose before his friend showed up. Sure, I'll forge you a new blade to replace the one you lost in somebody's corpse. Oh, this world, baby. It'd be harsh. But there's also hope. Again, it manages, I mentioned it a few times, it manages that writing that's also hopeful. Like, this is not a monochromely horrible place like many grimdark settings can be. If there's no hope left and everything's so fucked that everything's just going to die and there's nothing you can do about it, you can't even really survive, then there's no point to it. Like, there's grimdark to the point where, like, the only way out is death. And don't get me wrong, grimdark like that can be interesting in the sense of it being like a character study or a cautionary tale. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is probably the best example of, like, pure grimdark, if that makes sense. You know, like, there's no going back. Like, the world with Am is just the end of the world. There is no fixing this. It is so fucked that there is nothing you can do about it. Can you use fullers to reduce the metal costs? I know they can reduce the weight, I believe. So let's see here, going down. I know you can reduce the weight with them. Fuller round. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, Let's see if we go 100% fuller. It does not seem to reduce the weight. It does not seem to reduce the metal cost at all, no matter how much I do it. So if I delete this... Yeah, it's still 19 steel regardless. Maybe a smooth fuller will work better? Wait, are we being living in I have no mouth and I must scream? No, 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 no. You know, unless we are and we haven't realized it yet and it's gonna happen in a few years. I doubt it. I doubt it. Like, what military would be stupid enough to hook all their systems up to an A? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, so now you just depressed me. Can we not? Can we not talk about this? I'm already depressed, and I really don't want to be. Yeah, I just have like a full fuller, and I did not even reduce it by 1 point. This is purely decorative. Although it does affect the actual weight and mass of the blade, it seems. So it does something. It affects the overall weight, which can affect, like, you know, stiffness, mobility, that kind of thing. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, it is good to know. I'm glad you suggested it, because it's always good to know this information. We need a narrow point. Okay. Alrighty, we got like a long blade with a narrow tip. We don't really need anything other than mobility. We've got that like fully out, but I guess I will add some convexity. You know, we'll add some cross guard here. Okay, we got a nice like shape to this. I like this. Got a look to it, got a look to it. We got that nice sharpness. Alright, got a unique look. I might actually, let's see, I might actually do something with convexity here to give it like a really interesting thing. Because I don't really need to care about how sharp it is. So I can give this kind of this like double fuller look with the convex, ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that look. Like that look a lot. Okay. Sweet. So we've got all that done. We each need to do one-handed, and we don't really even need to care about the weight or balance. So that's kudos for us. I'd rather not think about that if we're living in I have no mouth and I must scream. Mostly because I really, really hope we aren't. And I really don't want to think about what happens if we are. Because really, that situation just goes nowhere. It's just negative. It's pure negativity. And look, let me be real here. I have enough of that in my life. More than enough, really. Something small. Ooh, you know what? We could add some curves. Who doesn't want to add a bit of curvature? No, we're not going to bother. No. Make it more complicated than it needs to be right now. We can just do a basic sword. It's fine. Here we go. The AI would have to solve immortality first. Yeah, it wouldn't be able to keep us alive and torture us without immortality. Man, that's a depressing statement to think about, though. It's like, yeah, even if we are living at that time, there's no guarantee it'll be able to keep us alive and torture us. That is a depressing-ass way to think about that. Like, seriously, Fred. Jeez. I mean, seriously, man. Your thought is basically, hey, even if it is real, it might not be able to keep us alive and torture us the whole time. So is it really that big an issue? You know what? If we are in Inhumans, and I have no mouth and I must scream, there is a non-zero chance you don't have to die. Lucky you. Yeah. That is like one of the few types. There are very few types of mortality that I would actually be questioning whether I want. That and being a vampire and Vampire the Masquerade are like pretty high up there in the terms of I'm not sure I want that immortality. let's see. I'm trying to, like, get a cool look to the hilt guard, because I'm doing kind of a custom hilt here. So what we're gonna do... Alright, we'll attach that to this side. And then we'll do like this. I saw something like this. I want to try it out. Oh, I got a cool idea here. Okay, wait, I got something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this. Come on. Vertical. And this one will go down. Perfect. Alright! Yes! Got what I wanted out of this. Nice, nice, nice. Come on, work! Oh my god, it really does not want to stick properly, does it? Damn it! Ah! Frick. Oh man, I can almost see it, and I can't get it to work properly. Come on, come on. Oop. Okay, maybe I just need to like rotate it manually. Maybe I just need to rotate this manually. Okay, wait. I think I might get it actually. So I just have to like guess. Okay, I have to get in there and rotate it manually. Alright, that explains it. Okay. I'm trying to do this, like, twisted hilt look, you know? And it's not really coming out light. Immortality is overrated. Like, it's cool to live, like, long, but, like, eternally, only if naturally somehow, and not becoming a cyborg where Elon is headed. I mean, the biggest problem with becoming a cyborg for me now is, like, they're gonna put my fucking software full of DRM, which I'm gonna hate. Oh, God. That's, like, that's what I think about now when it comes to immortality. I'm just, like, depressed. Because I just know that if somebody ever does import some form of like immortality via cyborgs, they're gonna try and shove DRM in your like software, and we're all gonna cry. Because seriously, what the fuck? I don't know. I was trying to do something here, and it's just not really working out well. Alright, you know, instead of that, we'll try this instead. We'll try kind of like a knuckle guard look. There we are. That can work. That can work. Okay, let's try this instead. That means this is going to work out instead. This will be good. This will be good. We'll have this up to here, and we'll end cap it with a little round tip here. There we are. Kind of like a little, you know, cross saber kind of look. But I mean, it's not a saber, but you get what I mean. Alright, now we need to add our one-handed, freaking, let's see, where are our, here we are. And we will extend this, and continue to reduce it. Alright, we got that. Then we go over here. Oh, we can actually add a little decoration here, too. Nice, nice. We can add a little, like, tip. Oh, no, it's too big. Are any of these small enough? Oh, that could work. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's like kind of works. Yeah. Like a little end cap to the saber handle. No. I think immortality. I've always kind of subscribed to the idea that people tell so many cautionary tales about immortality, partially because they can't acquire it. And as such, it's easier to just think that, oh yeah, it's gonna be shit anyway. I've always been of the opinion that immortality is gonna be a far less horrible experience than most people want to believe it is, if that makes sense. Right, I need to add some of these sword essentials. Fuck. Let's add his emblem. We'll shrink this down. Alright, let's try. Looks like a little paubles. We can add an emblem to one of these. There we go. Well, I gotta love 3D perspective. Double check your work, kids. Always double check your work. On the brighter side, if I'm immortal, I could just chill around doing cool stuff, looking down on everyone. Oh my Draco, how you know how much world problems I could solve this way? I'm assuming I care. I mean, that's like my thing. I wouldn't use immortality to like conquer the world or some shit. I would be that weird guy who lives in like a really, really weird place. You know, it's just kind of been around forever. It's like, hey, how long has that library been around? Oh, I don't know. Basically forever. That's what I would do. Honestly, I'd probably start a library eventually. And I would just, like, learn shit. Because at the rate, especially at the rate of humanity's development currently, there is just constantly more and more shit to learn and experience that I have a hard time believing I would really get bored. Like, yeah, maybe I get bored for a decade or two, and then I hop back into some new excitement. There we are. There we go. Okay, we need to flip it over, maybe add another one. Oh, come on. Yeah. Alright, flip this over again. Maybe increase this size. Come on. Ah! Alright, I need to add something else for the sword lover's essential. That's gonna be painful. Yes, immortality is wonderful if you ignore the many caveats. I think you're underestimating just how long eternity is. Oh, don't get me wrong. It definitely depends on the type of immortality. Like, for example, if your immortality is vampirism or some kind of like other form of immortality where it's like I have a specific weakness, but unless that kills me, I'm basically immortal. That shit's just fine. Like, that's not even like a problem. If you want to die, you can just choose to die. However, if you're in one of the other forms of immortality, where that's not the case, so to speak, that could be more of an issue. It all just depends on like what the rules that you end up going off are. 288. Maybe if we replace it with this. You know what? I'll add a mini one too. Oh my, we gotta like grab this thing by the tiny piece. Okay, maybe we add like... Maybe if we like... Ooh, wait, I got an idea. So let's take this out of the way a little bit. You know, like move it up. And off to the side, and then we'll try and like slap a pommel on this thing. Oh my god, this looks ridiculous. The things I do to make my design work. Alright, we're gonna have to figure out a way to make this like pommel thing here work with one of these. Oh, that kind of works actually. It's got like kind of a guard look to it. That could work. You know what? I think that works. I think it works fine. It's a little bulky, but it's not like excessively bulky. Like, bro, what are you gonna do after the Earth is consumed by the sun? Billions of years of enjoyment were quintillions of years of boredom. I mean, to be fair, would you even be able to function in that level of existence? Think about it. Like, at that point, you wouldn't even really be around so much. You would just kind of be gone. Like, even if you were still alive at that point. Also, is like eons of floating in the void, constantly suffering asphyxiation, worse than just dying and ceasing to exist? Like, you know? I would do it to experience all the joys of eternity. Yeah. I would be willing to float in the void forever. But, you know, that's also me pre-void. If you're immortal, then you're probably drifting in space. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, it depends on the type of mortality. If you're like full I have no math and I'm a scream immortality, that will always come back to bite you unless we figure out like interdimensional travel. And even then, you're probably gonna get really bored after the 15th dimension you popped into that you've witnessed near heat death. That's assuming that is actually infinite and not limited to, you know? So eventually you're gonna suffer for that. But if you had a way of preserving your thoughts, and then that gets into the whole soma thing, and don't get me wrong, there are caveats and there are different levels to the immortality. But for the most part, I'm more of a pro-immortality person. Even with the quintillion years of suffering, I'm just like, but all those years of joy, and I just like I see the potential, and I ignore all the warning signs. To be fair, ideal immortality is like true immortality, but you can like turn it off if you feel like it, if that makes sense. Like, you can choose to die, but you can't die unless you choose to, or something like that. Slight and bulky. Slim and bulky. I'm gonna call this slim and bulky. Because it has this, like, very slim aesthetic, but in order to get everything else ready, I had to give it those, like, bulky pieces at the end. Oh, man. Alright, but everything else is cool. Everything else is cool. So, we'll offer to slim and bulky. She tests the blade edge with her... It was a nice game. Time to log off. Exactly! She tests the blade edge with her teeth, gnawing at the metal. Tastes nice and sharp. Should punch through leather and bone alike. Back to the ruins, then. The dead won't rob themselves. She strides from your workshop with an explosion of wheezing laughter. This is a weird-ass sword. I call it slim and bulky because, you know, the blade is nice and slender, and then this piece over here is just, ugh, so bulky. Okay, we got like 5 more points. We can do another one. Your next customer looms at your door, his expression grim. Make me a sword, Smith. Make me a sword, Smith. His voice is a guttural rasp. He doesn't seem inclined to go into further detail. Sure, you give me a horseshoe. He's just not thinking. He is just thinking is such a small biological timescale. You have not born like in the existential dread I have. True, but I am aware of the existential dread. Like, I'm aware of how many trillions of years, how many quadrillions of years it'll take for the last dying electrons to go. I am aware of that knowledge. I just am also way more in the moment as a person than you, I feel like. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm able to look at the long picture. But, even by my standards, the eternity awaiting me, compared to the infinite joys of life and the uncertainty of death, there's a certain certainty, you know, to knowing you're gonna suffer in an endless void for all time, versus the uncertainty of death, where you just blink out of existence. And there's something weirdly almost comforting about that in comparison. That's the best description I can really give for the way it feels to me. Death is something I personally just am not a fan of. At all. I don't think anyone's really a fan of death, to be fair. Alright, we got a Sword of the East one, guys. Time for another katana. Time for the katana. Alright. Sweet. Death is much more certain than death is much more certain than eternity. But I don't like that certainty. I don't like what is most likely going to happen. Taper the width. There we go. I think what I'll actually do is just curvature it more. Oh, that's a really curved blade. Holy shit. Alright, we'll make this one-sided. And we will point. Okay. Then we will add a change width in general. We'll flip that to the other side. Reverse it. Alright, we got an arrow point. And then we'll actually, like, make this normalized again. We will narrow the point up here. There we go. There we go. That's kind of working. That's kind of working. This is working for us. Anyhow, we'll add now a cross-section. Other side. Alright, got a nice sharp blade, lots of mobility. Looks like a good katana. Let's start with decoration. Look at that blade. Nice. Okay. Go ahead and add some of the Swordsmen of the East stuff. Widen it a bit. YouTube is bullshit. What about the afterlife? Eons of void after 1/4 of all of that. 1/4 of that was the joys of living in exchange for peaceful. See, I just don't think there is an afterlife, though. So for me, suffering in eternity is still being alive. Maybe that's extremely short-sighted. I actually argue with myself over whether it's extremely short-sighted. Like, I'm personally not even sure about it. So I don't, like... I understand why people don't want to do it. I don't even know if it would actually end well. In fact, I'm actually pretty sure it wouldn't end well. But, for me, it is a more satisfactory outcome than just nothingness. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to add some little more decorative, more decorations. Okay. Yes, we're making like a real katana, people. Look at us. All like the different accents and everything. Okay. There we are. There we are. At least you're questioning yourself. That's a virtue on its own. Well, yeah, if I were certain about it, my opinion would be boring. That's not the reason, of course. The reason is that, like, the uncertainty of death, for me, it's death of oblivion, okay? It's less uncertain and more terrifying. The idea of erasure, of just fading into oblivion. Not even just, like, a Wraith terminology thing, just, like, that would be what it is to me. It's just obliteration of everything. And if I were offered a way to live forever, I would probably take it. Not even because I even thought it would end well necessarily long term. Just because I think it would be personally preferable. And I don't, like, believe that is, like, a 100% correct answer either. The worms will get us all one day. Yeah, and even if I had Oblivion, heat death is gonna take me out eventually. Nothing's surrounding that fucking nonsense. Or time is cyclical, and there will eventually just be a repeat, and the Big Bang will get me. Like, there is an ending for all of us. Even if you were immortal, eventually you're gonna reach a point where you just get fucked up. Like, there is a point at which we all just get fucked eventually. Behold, my katana. I made a few katanas now, so this isn't super special. But it is cool looking, and I do like it. Oh, what do we call this? What do we call this? God, this conversation got into like real existential despair real fucking fast, didn't it? Oh, let's get out of existential despair. We have enough of that in the main game, okay? Let's talk about happy thoughts. Like, try and stave off Oblivion with positivity. Pathos, you know? Oh yeah, World Book Day is gonna be in like March 5th. I really need to get my public domain date stuff done and then maybe get a short out for that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do at least a short for it. Let's see. I know this is not an Uchi Katana, but I'm gonna call it one anyway. Because every From Software game needs an Uchi Katana. This is most certainly not an Uchi Katana, I know. I'm actually gonna decrease that curve a bit. There we are. The big man's eyes flicker over the blade. He grunts with satisfaction and drops a bag of coins in your waiting palm. Iron Star Universe. All fusion has converted elements lighter than iron, and nuclear decay has converted all elements heavier than iron. It's just a universe of, well, what's the point of just a universe of iron? Hunts for treasure and brings it to your doorstep. Oh, he unlocks skills. He also unlocks more skills too. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, I think we're good for today. I'm going to go ahead and end the day. I can go shopping tomorrow. Okay, I should drink with Silas, or I can now pay... Oh, I can afford to pay off Caswin's debt. I kind of want my apprentice. But I should check back with Silas immediately. Just to be sure. I don't know, ask God. Visit the Bloody Cloak's encampment. As you approach the camp, you notice the atmosphere is tense. There is no drinking tonight, no laughter. The fire has been allowed to dwindle to a mere heap of cinders. Silas's wolves pace the perimeter, hackles raised. By the dying fire, Silas Kerrigan mutters to his blade, running his finger along its edge. His remaining eyes fever bright, darting at the shadows. The Bloody Cloaks keep their distance, exchanging glances when his laughter breaks the silence. Oh, this is not good. Faction requirement met. Crows. When he sees you, Silas snaps his head up, puppet stream suddenness. His grin is too wide. Smith, come see what your craft brought. He holds up the blade in the embedded snow black, eating the firelight. She sings to me. Want to hear? Put the sword down, Silas. Put her down? But then I wouldn't hear her song. She's telling me how we can stop what's coming. He runs his finger along the blade again, leaving a streak of blood. If we just feed her enough. She's so hungry. Oh, fuck! This is not ending well. Scientists really don't lose their shit. You might be thinking of pop science media, though. Oh, it's because scientists have main character syndrome and humbling stuff. Yeah, scientists tend to be pretty down to earth. They just, like, they release regular papers. Pop science is, like, where you get, like, those overblown articles that take, like, a single study and blow it into, like, massive proportions. Oh, fuck. Liar! You just want it for yourself! Oh, frick. You're stronger than this. You resisted that stone for years already. You don't understand, Smith. You wouldn't filter the pool. Look at your wolves, Silas. Even they know something's wrong. I'll pay back your commission fee if you get rid of that thing. You toss a heavy coin purse at Silas's feet. He stares at it for a while, rubbing his chin. You can trust me, Silas. I'm a friend to the crows. The words seem to have an impact. Silas stares thoughtfully into the fire. Maybe you're right. It's time, Silas. Abandon the sword. Silas blinks once, twice. He lowers the sword. You're right. This thing seems poison to my mind. He spins the sword and hands it to you. Hilt first, beads of sweat standing on his forehead. As you take it, his grip tightens, and he clings to it for a moment before finally relinquishing it with a sigh. Get rid of it for me, Smith, before I lose my senses again. Take the sword. You leave the crow brooding by the fire. You need to get rid of this thing before Silas changes his mind. Oh joy, I have to decide where I'm going to put it. Talking about every time we encourage knowledge, it's highly contradicted by humbling discovery, and line of evil apparently did it. I have no idea what you're talking about there. I'm going to bury it somewhere discreet. You hide it under a heap of rubble in a half-collapsed shop. Should you ever need to retrieve the cursed blade, you can easily dig it up again. Cool. You've reached the maximum rank, faction rank, Crow's rank 2, but you can still gather some reputation, but you will not be able to advance to rank 3. This cap will be raised in a future early access update. Okay, so the game is actually not finished yet. Well, we'll see how far we can get. I also now don't have enough money to actually free my friend. That sucks. What is a unique peen? Well, we don't really need to increase the crows anymore. What is this? What is a unique peen? Let me check my stat, like my upgrade tree. Maybe there's something about that here. Side fullers, engraving materials, polishing, salvaging, organized mind. I can't really see any of those yet, unfortunately. Really don't know what you're referring to or how it deals with scientists, though. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about either. Alright, Unique peen. Oh, okay, I see there are peens. Okay, I have those. Oh, okay. I've used those before. Those are those little accent pieces. That makes sense. A man tumbles through your doorway, catching himself on one hand before springing upright. His left ear is a bandaged stump. Harvo Nimblegrip. Harvo Nimblegrip. At your service. Sword juggler, fire breather, mime in training. Perhaps you've seen me in Citadel Square? No? The copper crown, the fallen doe? He produces a dagger from his sleeve and balances it on one finger. The blade wobbles, and he snatches it before it falls. I need a sword. One sword. Perfect balance, perfect weight, no more mismatched sets, no more accidents. What happened to your ear? 3 swords spinning in the air, and my assistant was throwing me a 4th. Crowd loved it, but the pommel on the 4th sword loose, as it turns out. It flew off in midair, left the weight all wrong. I didn't catch it. It caught me. You still perform after that? The show must go on! Though the copper crown won't book me anymore, my ear landed in someone's tankard. But I still draw crowds in Citadel Square. They come for the spectacle. Some are hoping I'll lose the other ear. Why not use blunt swords? Safer that way. No flash, no danger. Real stakes are what fill the hat with coin. What specifications do you need? He produces a leather cord for his vest and stretches it between his hands. This long, exactly. Weight balanced at this knot here. I can work with any style, but the balance must be perfect. Okay, so you're really about the balance. You want some decorative because you're putting on a show. Because cosmologists, or at least I heard so, don't like this discovery because it debunks space not having a variable distance. I have no idea what you're talking about, bud. Don't get caught up in pseudoscience, remember. Be wary. Honestly, I used to get way more excited by pop science stuff, but in recent years I've gotten a lot more tempered. There was that whole thing with the solid-state battery, for example, where it's like, yeah, it's interesting if it's true, but also, like, they haven't showed any of their research, and it hasn't really been peer-reviewed or anything like that, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna wait and see, like, what the fuck is going on here. It's hard to get immediately excited by things. Alright, so the balance needs to be good. The balance needs to be perfect. So, really, really needs to be solid balance. Let me see something here. It needs to have a regular point, so we'll add that. There we go. Now it's like a really sharp point. There we go. That's better. That's a better distance. Scientists love discoveries that overturn established science, but those kind of discoveries need a lot of evidence to prove themselves. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's overturning a bunch of other research, so it needs a lot of, like, contradictory research to overturn the other research. Like, yeah, one potential study could show it, but you need a lot of corroborating studies to validate different results. Especially if it's contradicting a lot of other stuff. Okay. So, I think we're basically just good to go grab this here now. Sweet. Okay. There we are. Balance. Controlled by altering the weight. Okay, so I need to make the blade a little thicker, I think. That's my jam, yeah? Let's go ahead and change the width, make it a bit broader. Get that balance up. Then I'm gonna, like, increase the thickness a bit. Is the balance supposed to be, like... It is no requirement, but he said the balance needs to be perfect. Huh. That does not make them the norm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oof. Yeah, science is an open product. Well, yes, widely believed theories are occasionally overturned by simple thought experiments. And yes, your philosophy degree equips you to ask interesting questions sometimes. But you did not just overturn special relativity as something you learned about an hour ago with your race car on a train idea. You just don't like that I'm turning a rational eye to your dogma. What's the email for the president of physics? Great. That is actually perfect. We need the balance at 100%. Unless the balance is supposed to be at 50%. Inner balance is important properly. Control it by altering the weight of the hilt of the blade. Because he said something about the perfect balance, but it's not on here. And I'm trying to wonder if he's looking for 50 or 100. I'm assuming balance is going to be... Because this seems like way too much weight for it to be perfectly balanced. I'm thinking he actually meant... I think what he actually meant was that it needs to be at 50%. So I'm going to try and aim for this balance number to be at 50%. Even if it's not a requirement. He didn't mention it, so I'm going to, like, try and hold to that. Alright. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. There, and then there. Perfect. Now we're gonna decrease this size a bit. We need to increase it until just over. Perfect. Just saying, scientists are people as every other, as flawed and imperfect like all of us. Some gets genuinely excited, and some just want to know everything, which is always like a weird thing, because you can never know anything. Like, even if you, like, going back to an earlier topic, even if I was immortal, like, I wouldn't know everything. Eventually, I would forget stuff. My mind would not be on perfect. Even if my memory was, like, I didn't ever suffer, like, Alzheimer's or anything like that. That was including the memory, you know, that was included in the immortality package, for example. Eventually, you would suffer from other stuff. Okay, and then we can increase this to account for that. So we can increase the length. Alright, it's at 52 now. From what I've seen, the biggest gripe I've seen in the industry is that many feel the need for validation. Yeah, everybody kind of wants to have their name on something, you know? Which makes sense when you make a career out of it, especially something that requires as much time and effort to master as, you know, getting a PhD in something. You would obviously want your name to be remembered. Like, that's not an absurd thing for you to want in your life. Aha! That actually is a really cool little hilt guard I have there. Like, I'm not going to pass your paper through peer review if you don't cite this other study I wrote. Oh, wow. That's kind of petty. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Current is at 50%. We've got decent mobility. We just need to add the silver and the leather. So let's go ahead and do that. Might need to add this as well, I'm thinking, actually. Which might require me to decrease the size of something. Nope. Okay, well, cool. But I'm not sure how much the leather is going to affect that. Let's make it festive. Let's make some, like, wild, like, blue and red. Let's make this, like, really festive looking. This is like a performer sword, you know? Da-da. Oh, come on. I have two unique peens. I'm an idiot. I need another unique peen. And now I've got to increase the sword's width again. Damn it. Oof. Alright, so we'll increase the width a little tiny bit again, and then we will add in a fuller. Come on, increase the balance. Really? Alright, pull it fuller all the way down to the blade. Maybe that'll do it, because it does decrease the weight, which should affect the balance. Oh, there we go. Come on. Get that perfect balance. Yes! Got it. Alright, hopefully the silver... Oh, and I did this all before doing the silver, too, because now the silver's probably going to fuck it up as well. Damn it. We will add some leather, though, around the base. Which has fucked it up a little bit, yeah. Alright, no more doing anything else until we, like, finish actually fixing this up. go into here. Go in over here. Extend this outward. Oof. Extend this outward? Still don't have enough silver here. Shit. Alright. We'll increase these sizes, I guess. Nope. Alright, we need to add some more. We need to add some more decorative bits to it. We need to add some more decorative bits. What do I do? What do I do? Maybe we add a ring. We can add a ring around it here. Let's see. God, the conditions are getting harder and harder, just like with little things like this, you know? Okay, we hopefully can add a little more silver there. And we're gonna have to make the blade wider too. Also replication problem science, because it's easier to get grant money for a new study than reperforming an old study, even though the ability to reperform is one of the most important. Yeah, because like the whole thing is reproducible results. Like that's like a big thing. In fact, many would say the biggest thing is being able to reproduce the result, because if it's not reproducible, it's basically worthless. Oh, okay, now I think I got it. And... it just doesn't look good. A balancing stone instead. And we'll silver up this. Okay. Lots of little changes we're making here. Also, make sure we polish it. Polishing it looks good. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that gets us silver. We don't have one hand anymore. Frick. I have a bad feeling when we do get one-handed, we're going to lose the leather. Oh, no, wait. We got in the sweet spot. Okay, so now we just got to get the balance. Oh, God, the balance has been utterly fucked. Alright, well, time to increase thickness a bit. Okay, and then we're going to increase the width. Bang. Oh my god, so we did it. We got perfect balance. We got within the blade length. An hour-long video in the live chat. Man who tried to fake an element. Damn. Hilarious. Alright. How much silver is this eating anyway? Oh my god, it's eating like half my silver. This was a hell of a request. Let's call it Jester's Fang. No, let's call it, Jester's... Something about ear cutting, maybe. Let's think here. I couldn't even knot the other ear. The fourth blade. Fourth joke. Come forth, actually. Yes. Because it was the fourth blade he was thrown, so this will be come forth. No, that sounds weird. Fourth jest. Here, fourth jest. This is fourth jest. A blade that will be thrown as the fourth blade to be gifted to the jester as he dances among the crowds. It gleams with silver, blue, and red. Beautiful in the night. Nimble grip. Harvo takes the sword and immediately begins a series of test spins. The blade whirls around his fingers, behind his back, over his head. He tosses it high. The sword rotates exactly 3 times before the hilt smacks back into his palm. Perfect! Look at that spin! True as a compass needle. He juggles the sword in a more complex motion now, turning it into a silver blur that shimmers over his head and around his body. Not once does his hand falter. You saved my career, Smith. Made my other ear, too. Come see me perform sometimes. I'll make you part of the show if you like. Trying to lose any more body parts. Well, the ear was a surplus to requirements. No great loss. Though I am rather attached to my fingers. Need those for the catching part. Where do you perform? You can catch me in Citadel Square most nights. With this blade, I'll work my way up. One day, I want to perform at the arena between bouts. That's where the money is. Farewell, Harvo. Goodbye, Smith. May the fates be kind. With a hoot and a whistle, he tumbles out into the street. You hear a donkey bray in fright as he somersaults past, accompanied by a string of colorful curses from the wagon driver. Oh, man. Scientists hope their discovery is a mistake. What did they find? That feels very pop science, but okay. Alright. And we don't have enough to start any of these, aside from like the one, but they don't really give me enough money or experience. And I am having to like actually worry about that now. So I'm going to go ahead and I will head to the scrap peddler. Or, how much does it cost here? It costs 5. Grab some steel from the scrap peddler, because we are really low on steel. A bit of silver. We will continue and head off. I had to give back a lot of money, which was a big pain in the ass, but I wanted to keep that Silas alive, because he might be a good ally. Maybe pop science, actually, I'm not going to lie. I would hope you wouldn't lie. Alright, breaking down some more shit. In the day. Got it. Daily upkeep was minus 20. Oh, right. I don't have enough to... Oh, shit. Load game. Ah, damn it. I'm fucking stuck in the Terranary. Shit. I wasted 1 day of going to do some shit. That's my bad. I want to read you one of the swords, though. LAMO, Limo, Lamau, Lamau. I know it's not, but like, part of me wants that to be an L so bad. If the expensive silks didn't give away this customer's wealth, his plump belly would. The denizens of Aaron Keep might not face daily famine like the applicants do, but only the rich eat well enough to put fat on their frames. Greetings, good smith. I am in need of a fine sword to wear at my hip, something that fits my station. Alright, I need 5 peens, a regular point, bit of gold. Do I have gold on me? Let me check my... I can break down for a bit more gold. It's 4, right? Yeah, I'll break down some more of this for a bit more gold, and I'll start with this one. I do recommend the element one, though. Very cool history. Yeah. Alright, I'll have to check that one out. Honestly, Fred, you recommend some of the best YouTube shit. Legitimately. Cam Sandwich, Cam Sandwich does like board game reviews. If you've ever like enjoyed like weird board games, you might really like his views. He does some like really cool stuff. You know, this guy decided he wanted like a sword fitting his station, so I want to do something a little weird. I want to try something weird because I feel like this is gonna be one of the last swords for the night, and I want to try something strange. So I want to try and make a serpent blade. You know, like one of those like S-shaped blades. I want to see if I can do it using the curvature. So let's cut this in half. And cut it in half again. Right. Okay. Other direction. Do an S-Blade from Slayer X Terminator Aftermath Revenge of the Slayer. Alright, so we have to like kind of like double this, so we have to go up to like 560 to reverse it. Oof. Okay. And then we add another curvature. Let's see, where's this one end? Right there. Okay. Cut that in half. I check on video too. I recommend this thing, by the way, in the game section. Oh, that actually reminds me. I'm actually gonna be looking through those. I was actually looking through those for like new stuff to do for. Let's see. Actually, wait. We need to go 280 in the other direction now. No, wait. Ah. Curvature. Get back, get back. Very cool boom shot. Very cool boom shoot. Alright, and then add another curvature. And then we try and get it back into like a straight position. No, wait, I think I fucked this up. There we go. So I do this to 560, and then I do one more curvature from the end here, from about here. We do that one at 280. There we go. There we go. Oh, wait. No, negative 280. Negative 280. Come on, come on. Alright, we got this cool serpent blade look now. This kind of like bend. It's not like the full serpent blade, but like, good God, the curvature would be weird for that. But I've got this like weird curvy blade. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see how this goes. See how this turns out. Feels like I may need to go a bit further, honestly, actually. Let me see if I can make it go further. Then we'll go try and hop all the way back, actually. Actually, maybe I am going to try and make it look a little bit even more curvy. So we're going to try to do like 1,000 here. Or negative 1,000. Okay, that's actually more like the shape that I wanted, actually, yeah. Get rid of that. And actually, we're gonna lengthen it a bit more. Alright, and then we're going to add one more curvature. That's at the very end here. That's going to kind of like reset it. Going to like reset its position into a straight position. And give it like a better tip to still stab people with, you know? Oh yeah, this is gonna be a weird sword. This is gonna be a weird ass sword. I think the curve point is better than straight on. You think it's better like this then? Oh. Okay, let me try. So you think it's better like this? Good lord, this is an abomination. You think this is an abomination? Have you seen Kanrochi's sword from Demon Slayer? That thing is just like fucking insane. Like, Demon Slayer prides itself on like not really having magic to an extent. Like, yes, they have the weird impossible breathing styles, but they're just supposed to be like, they're just so badass that they embody the elements in the way their swords move. There's actually a version that's even worse. Like, if you've not seen the serpent-style blade from Demon Slayer, it's basically an even worse, even more insane curved version of this. I might actually try making that thing in the creative mode, because it seems like it'd be really cool to do. I really wish they let you, like, segment this. Like, say, I want, like, 10% of the blade or whatever, rather than having to, like, physically adjust it yourself. It's a little weird, but, can't be too picky. Alright, now we're gonna add a point. Fortunately, this guy just wants something that's, like, very weird and unique. So I think he should be happy with this. Oh my gods. This thing really is an abomination, though. Dear everything. It's like a fucking sight sword. I like it. It's cool and unique. Oh, man. It's cool and unique. It's very weird. But, let's see. What else? What else? Holy shit. I like it. Ooh, let's try and give it like a fuller almost all the way down. Like, let's see. Like a snake, like, running down this. Take the cross section and pull it back. Ooh, yes, I like this. I like this look. We've got like a little serpent track running down it. That's sweet. Come on, you gotta admit, that's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Nah, we're at the point where it's probably unusable. It's a nobleman's sword. It's not meant to be used. Dude, noblemen don't fucking use their sword. They have people for that. This noble is never going to use this thing. It's going to sit on a shelf or hang on his, like, a sheath. And you know what? The decorative fucking sheath he's going to get for this thing that has to open on its side or something is completely impractical. Will fit very well on his, like, mantle board or on the side of his hip or something. You know? Like, this is literally just a decorative blade for a noble. It has literally no requirements physically aside from length. That is the only thing it cares about. It has to be this long. It has to be this long. Because he cares about how long it is. Of all the fucking things. Okay. Weird ass sword right here. Got a weird ass sword. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I think this is fine. Alright, now I'm gonna decorate this thing in gold and leather, because he's such a... And a lot of, like, extra little bits and bobs, because he's so special. He's such a special nobleman. He really wants you to know that how wealthy and privileged he is. I know, I'm talking about Demon Slayer comparison. Oh, yeah. But, like, even the Serpent Sword, at least, like, would function as a sword. It would just be impossible to sheath. Kanroji's abomination would get you killed. Like, if you... Kanroji's sword is an actual abomination. And anyone who thinks that is in any way an appropriate weapon needs to get their head examined. Trying to put like an orb in there because I want to do something kind of cool, but now I'm seeing I can't really do that. Damn. Okay. Now let's take this one. God, I really wish for like a mirroring ability of some kind. Alright, we'll add some peens here. Some peens. Oh my god, I got Phyrexian portals in the other day. Oh, I got my Phyrexian portals in the other day. Oh, cool. Those are good cards. Honestly, it's amazing the kind of like cards that are like on the reserve list, and you think like everybody would be like, oh my god, I have them because they're so expensive. It's like, nope, there's just a bunch of reserve list cards that nobody seems to care about that are actually pretty good in the modern day too, because turns out things get better over time, weirdly enough. Okay, pull out this. Then we will go ahead and add... Alright. We're gonna add like a very twisty look to this thing. In the case it's not obvious, we're going for like a kind of twisted serpentine look. Amazing for me of all people, but hey. Alright. I got 10 copies. Dear gods. Do you think you... So, do you have enough now? Do you have enough copies of Phyrexian Portal? Now that you have 10 of them? Like, seriously, Fred. I appreciate you, like, taking in the Phyrexian Portals and giving them a home. But at a certain point, my man, there's like a point where it becomes a problem, and 10 might be that number. Like, why do you even need 10 of them? Oh. Bit much. It's just a bit much. Trying to like line this up properly. Okay, look at this very decorative sword. I am just that good. Okay. Nerdo, don't forget, duplicates are currency. Nerdo is not wrong. Ugh. I thought you of all of us would be against MTG stalking, Fred. There we go. Alright, how do I not have enough peens yet? Oh, I've been using end caps, not peens. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I've been using end cap pieces instead of peens and wondering why I don't have enough peens yet. Peens. Just saying the word over and over again. Alright, we'll add a lot of fangs. The little claws. Oop. Okay. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. And we'll add some of these. Do do do. Here we go. Look how spiky and impractical this thing is. This is an abomination, but it's an abomination I could see a noble wearing. Alright, got 5 peens. Now we can add a handle and get this thing all good to go. Perfect. And add a nice little pommel. Something decorative, very, very aristocratic. Ah, yes. Actually, I want to turn this. There we go. Okay. Now we need to add some gold and some leather. I have one in each deck along my cube. That's fair. I mean, as long as you have uses for them all. You know what? Let's go for... black and gold works nicely. Okay. Make sure all these little accents are gold. Sure, I'll use a bit more than needed to make it look good. Alright. Actually, I'm going to keep the polish a bit. Make it shiny. Shiny as fuck, boy. There we are. Look at this. This is an impractical blade for a noble. This is the kind of shit a noble will walk around with. And everybody will be like, oh my god, he's never drawn that thing once in his life. Mostly because he physically can't. Oh, it just has like so many impractical accoutrements on it. For like no reason. Okay. There we go. Now, let's see here. Golden Serpent. We'll call this Golden Serpent. Because, you know, it's you know, it's a nice little gold serpent blade, but really just pretty. That's all it is. It's just pretty. The plump man smiles like a contented seal as he draws the like a contented seal as he draws the sword partway. The steel glimmers. A fine blade indeed. Perhaps I shall recommend your services to my friends. At least he pays well. Well, he pays all right. Do I do another one? Sure, we can do one more today. An older figure enters your workshop, his weathered face bearing the weight of too many years. This is almost S-Blade. My days of wielding a blade are long behind me, but I find myself in need of a gift from my grandson. It's time he moved from wooden swords to the real thing. Sure, I'll forge your grandson, his first sword. Oh, I'm forging a kid's first murder weapon. Isn't this adorable? Wonder how many people he's gonna end up killing with it before he turns 18. Okay. And we keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Alright. Honestly, we just need the impact to be decent, so I guess range thickness. We want it to be at least a little bit sharp. Add a cross section. There we go, basic blade. It's a kid's first blade, so it just needs to do the job, right? It doesn't need to be like super special, and we just wasted a lot of materials anyway. We're gonna change the width though. A nice like first broadsword kind of thing. General physics safety tip. Should I stand near this thing? Are physicists decided about it? Yes, then no. No, then maybe. If physicists are excited about it, you probably don't want to stand next to it. That is like so, I hate that is actually pretty decent. Yeah, that's good. Nice. Alright, we'll do this the old basic look. Give it a bit more curve, but generally speaking, just kind of let it do its thing. Nice. Okay. We need to add the heavy hand. Oh, sorry. We actually need the Zweihander for the heavy hand benefit. And we can give him something nice here. Yes, I know. I just threw that on there. Okay. There we go. We've got 2 pieces from this. Hand and a half. Done. There we are. Okay. And the lion head doesn't really work for this one. We're going for a more simple blade. Something a bit more basic. I mean, you can get a little bit cool. You know, we can give it something. We don't want to give it too much, because then it just looks weird. There we are. It's fancy without being too fancy, you know? How fucking unusable... This is almost S-Blade for how fucking unusable it may as well be. You want to talk about unusable weapons? Have you seen some of the shit from Bladesong? Oh my god. I actually might have to try and remake some Bladesong weapons, because those were... just the most ridiculous designs. Oh man, oh man. Go ahead and polish this too. Make sure it shines nicely. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. We'll call it, what would be a good reward kind of thing? I'm thinking, I'm thinking of like a good name for this thing. Let's just call it Drawn. No. First cut. It's like it's the first to cut. It always is first cut. Also, it's your first cut. Or your first cutter, so to speak. He accepts the blade with a slow nod, turning it over in his hands as if reading some deeper meaning in the steel. A fine blade, Smith. I hope my grandson shows the proper care for it. Even the basic blades look so good, and also that polish, oh, makes it look so nice. I'm really starting to level up too, so I'm actually really doing a good job here. I need to source some leather, and get cast one on my side, but I think we're good for today, so we'll go ahead and end this day. Okay, got a decent amount of profit. I'm gonna go to the tannery now. The Blade of Awe was not the most ridiculous one, although the Blade of Awe would be a really cool thing to recreate in the system, because it seems like it'd be capable, you know, easy to recreate. I'm talking about some of the other weapons, though. Oh my. Some of the other Bladesong weapons were, like, way worse. Seek out the tannery's owner. Pradesh is leaning back at his desk, feet up. You again, what do you want? Oh, we can't get his freedom yet. Shit. Why do I keep coming back here? I should have gone to the... Oh, I should have gone to the... God, well, where was the tannery person that I talked to earlier? I completely forgot. Oh, yeah, that thing. Yes. Yes, stuff like that. Yeah. That thing is fucking stupid. Bladesong swords. Okay, so we're going to spend a bit of time just going over some Bladesong weapons, actually. Actually, let's see here. So, Bladesong sets. They had... So, there were some, like, really weird sets in Bladesong. Oh, my. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Oh. Yeah. Especially some of the Mastercraft sets, like... Oh, God. What were some of, like, the weirder ones later? So, let's go back to... AQ Encyclopedia. If you've never played Adventure Quest, it was like an old Flash games. Here, armor and class armor. Go to weapons. There should be something. Oh yeah, here were weapons. Weapons. We not see. We're talking about unsuitable blades. Talking about with unsuitable blades is more unusable. Yes, there are some like really weird things. I almost want to just click on something and see what we get. No, some of these don't have images is the problem, and I don't want to like just run through them. The Dragon Blade is... Oh yeah, look at this fucking thing. What is this? Why does it have this many... This is one of the more usable designs too, is the weird one. Also, these photos are like garbage. Or like the Carnage Sword. No, that's actually pretty deep. Well, that hilt is a fucking abomination, but that's like... Hilts being an abomination is pretty normal in fantasy, so I don't think that's really fair. Gear for blade? No. There are some, like, really stupid ones, and I want to find one of them. There's this fucking thing. Yes, this is a lance, I think. Although it's oh, God, this is so fucking weird. Oh, God, what was one of the ones that was, like, really terrible? Like, the really ornamental-looking ones that would probably break if you so much as tapped it. I know there's some, like, really bad ones, so I'm trying to remember which one it is. We did not see. Here. Asgardian Bludgeon. No, it's just like Thor's Hammer. Damn it, where are some of the dumb ones? They're all in alphabetical order, so I don't... It's been so long, too. It actually makes sense, because there are more constant curve at the end of the sword. Bad Axe, Bad Luck Blade. Barnacle Reaper. There's this thing. What do you think of this? Oh, man. Why? Just why? This entire blade is a question of why for me. This one does not have anything. Bad Axe. Oh, that one's fine. The problem is like a lot of the Z ones go like some of them are like extra special stuff that just get overly ornamental. And a lot of these don't even have images because this game is really old and the wiki has not been updated in years. There's this weird-ass abomination of an axe. Oh my God, this thing. Blade with bangs. Yes, and there's this thing. It's like, where do you even stab them? Like, the whole thing is just pointy. You're gonna poke your eye out with this thing. Or stab yourself. This is actually not bad. I think this is pretty good. I mean, it has the weird, like, blade on the pommel, which I've never understood. I've never understood why you want a sharp blade on your pommel. But, like, aside from that, which is a general stupid decision, not stupid related to just that thing. Blade of Awe is obviously the default, like, weapon people think of. It's actually not that bad. A very ornamental hilt, but the sword itself seems solid, and the pommel is at least not, like, a weapon that'll stab you. Scythes are considered terrible weapons in general. I mean, yeah. I've watched a lot of, like, sword channels in the past. There's this thing, which is basically just, like, a spear at this. It calls it a sword. This is basically a spear. Because you have this long hilt. Like, you basically... Oh, my God. This is just has an avatar symbol on it. Blade of Oceanus. A lot of reskins of stuff, too. Look, it was not, like, the best game in the world, but it was a game I played a ridiculous amount of time. And a lot of these are reskins. Yeah. Oh, my, oh, my. The Boom Boomerang. I don't know. They seem much more usable than S-Blade. I really... You know what? 1 second. Let me see if I can log into Bladesong. Because I think I have some stupid stuff. Play... can I... Oh, wait, no, I can play in the Flash web version. Okay, I can play the Flash version. Do I have... Oh, no. I know you guys can't see. I'm doing something real quick off screen. Real quick. Just before we go, I want to see if I can pull up my weapons and see if we look at any of them. Copy password. Okay, cool. So I do have this, so I can kind of like... Sorry, 1 second. You can't see this, but I'm doing something. I mean, I swear I'm doing shit. I am logging in. Okay, and copy username for my password manager. So I want to show you guys. Sorry, the reason I'm doing it off screen right now is because, oh yes, I have a dragon head too, because of course I do. Actually, this is a Nicol Bolas head I got, because once you get a house, you can, like, buy Z tokens. Yes, this is Nicol Bolas, or off-brand Nicol Bolas. God, this game is... Wow. It's been a while. Alright, so where do I go for, like, random encounters? There used to be just a random encounter button. Where did that go? Seriously, where's the fucking random encounter button? Leave. Again, I swear there used to just be a thing that says go bite monsters. And it's gone now, so I have no idea where it is. I just want to get into a fight so I can, like, show you shit. Nostalgia. No. Ah, damn it. Well, I can't even, like, just open the game to play it. They've changed stuff since I've left. Oh my god, it's the microtransactions. This game has aged. Although, to be fair, it's still getting updates. Like, this is like a winter event that's going on right now still. It's still getting annual stuff going on, which is really impressive for how old this thing is. The battle, I will say, the 20 bucks I spent to go from Adventurer to Guardian was probably the best money I've ever spent on any game ever in the amount of time I've gotten out of it. We'll just click on something. You know what? Just click on something random. Click something random. Go to mystery. Area, strange new monsters appear all the time. Something that's just going to immediately give me... Crossroads, maybe? Let's just say Crossroads yonder. Fire. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yes, it is Nicol Bolas. I said that. It is indeed Nicol Bolas. So I just have a fucking feather duster right here. Let me put away my pet. I have a fucking feather duster. I have this... See, oh, that's the problem. I'm a mage. All my weapons are gonna look like shit because I'm a mage. Oh, I have this thing. This is just a skeleton on a staff. I also just have, like, a tree branch. Yes, this is just a tree branch. Also, yes, that is, like, the most awkward way you can do this. What else do I have that's, like, weird looking? Oh, yeah, this dragon staff wand thing. Alright, that's about it. I don't have a lot of, like, melee weapons, unfortunately. I was hoping I'd have more wave weapons, but I forgot the last time I did this, I swapped fully into a mage build. and I've been like that ever since. But yes, Adventure Quest is one of the games that has like some of the most out there weapons and some of the most impractical weapons I've ever seen. It's just they also have so many weapons. Like, let's see, how many pages does this have? There are 101 pages on the weapon list. With, you know, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there are 19 of these per. I'm imagining it's 20 and I missed one. So it's probably 20. So that means there are about... Oh, no, this is page 19. And I'm imagining if we go over here, this is probably 20. So yeah, so there are like 2,019 weapons listed on the website. There are going to be some real stinkers in there. Anyway, it's getting late. It's about 9:30. We should have logged off a little while ago. I just wanted to show off some of the dumb stuff that this had. Oh, right. You also have a bass guitar, which is just a fish guitar. But yeah, I mean, many are recolors. Yes, a lot of them are recolors. Well, and even if they're not recolors, what they'll do for like set weapons is they'll name the same weapon multiple things and assign it different level ranges. Like the version of a weapon that's level 130 is gonna be a different name. The version of the weapon that's 150, but it'll be functionally the same weapon. Anyway, I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.